So today we're going to be making a little Pumpkaboo. Turn it the right way. I'm going to start with a 31 peg loom, and we're going to start with the body, which is the easiest. So make your slip knot, stick it on the anchor peg, and we're going to do a drawstring cast on all the way around. In between each peg. Oops. And then knit over every other peg. All the way around. So the pumpkin body is super easy because it is just 22 rows of U-wrap knit. So you half wrap the peg and knit over. All the way around for 22 rows. Okay, so we've got our 22 rows, and now we're going to cast off with a drawstring cast off. So wrap the yarn around the loom once to get enough length, and then we're going to knit over and pull through. Knit over, pull through. All the way around. Okay, 2 left. Okay. So, doesn't look like much yet, but we're going to stretch the stitches. Look at that difference. Then pull the cast on tail. Thread your needle. Don't worry about this giant hole here because it's going to get covered up. So that through. Loop through here once and twice. Tighten that. Leave your tail inside for extra stuffing. Now, I want to kind of overstuff this. Make them nice and round. So instead of tightening this all the way, what we're gonna do is just fold it flat so we get these little nubs like Pumpkaboo has. So get that flat, and then we're just gonna sew it up. Right on the little corners. Just send that through to get rid of it. Gone. Okay, so now we have our little pumpkin body with little corner feet weird things. And next is the top. So you're going to get your 24 peg loom and some fluffy yarn. Same thing. Slip knot, anchor peg, drawstring cast on. All the way around. Okay, so now that you got your cast on done, you're going to U-wrap knit, half wrap, knit over. It's a little harder to see with the fluffy yarn, but where it's on the pegs, it's really easy to just separate them. So you're going to go and knit for 2 rows. Alright, once you got that done, next row 3, you're going to knit 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you're going to make a scallop stitch, crocodile stitch, popcorn stitch, whatever you want to call it, with, let's see, 2 pegs. So you're going to get some stitch markers, mark the next 2 pegs, and we're going to do 13 rows on those 2 pegs. So flick them over, that's row 1. Don't worry, this is super easy. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, just back and forth. 8, 9, 10, 11, almost done, 12, and come here, 13. So then you're going to take your stitch markers and just pop them back up. So now you have 2 loops. on those 2 pegs. That's your scallop stitch. Okay, next is knit 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you're just going to do that again. This is going to be his ears. So mark those 2 pegs. That's row 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. Grab those markers. And then knit 4 to finish the row. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's row 3 done. That's as complicated as it's gonna get. There's just gonna be a few more of those scallop stitches a little down the line. So next is row 4, and we're gonna knit all the way around. And when you hit those pegs with 2 loops on them, you're just gonna knit both of them over as if it was one. And now you're down to 1 loop on each peg again. Then over to the next one. Now if you find them a little bit tight and it's hard to get over, you can do them one at a time. Just like that. Scoop that up. And then knit your row. Next, up until row 11 is just knit. So you're just going to keep going until you have 11 rows done. Okay, so you got your 11 rows done. And now for row 12, we're going to start right out the gate with another scallop stitch. So mark those first 2 pegs. And this time it's going to be 15 rows. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, got it, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15, just a little bit longer. Okay. Next is knit just 1 to do another scallop stitch here on a single peg. Again for 15 rows. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then the next one is where it gets a little bit different. But it's not bad. So we're going to knit 1 again. And then we're going to mark 3 pegs this time. And this is going to be 15 rows again, but we're going to do a little thing in the middle so that it's a little pointier instead of a square. So there's 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are all knit 3 of them. Then when you get to row 7, you're just going to do 2. Row 8 is just back 1. Row 9 is those next 2. And then you're going to finish up to 15. Here's number 10. Just knitting all 3 of them again. So here's 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. See, that wasn't too bad. Bring those loops back up. Next is knit 4. And you're going to do the 15 rows on these 2 pegs. Knit 4. Do that same 15 that we just did for the 3 pegs. Knit 1. 15 rows on this 1 peg. And then knit 1. And then you're done the row. Just going to show you this 3 peg one more time. Knit over. And for the 6 rows, it's just knit the 3 of them. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then for row 7, knit 2, row 8, just the 1 middle one, row 9, the next 2, and then from 10 to 15 it is all 3 of them again. So 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. 15. Okay, and then like I said before, just knit this one, 15 rows on this one, and then just knit this one. Okay, so now we're going to knit over all of the loops. Starting right away, we've got 2. Doesn't want to go, that's fine. I made it go. Okay, this one's got 2. Just be real careful. Knit over all the loops for the whole row. Okay, so you're done with the knitting. Now we're going to do a drawstring cast off. You want a nice long tail, so wrap it around twice. Need new scissors. And just like before, you're going to knit and pull through. Knit, pull through. Okay, last 2. Knit over, pull through. Knit over, pull through, and take this off. All done with the knitting. So now we're going to stretch these stitches. You can see the little scallop stitches here. Come out like little nubs. So we're going to find the cast on tail, which still has a slip knot on it. That's going to be the top where the ears are. Just pull that. If it doesn't want to go, you can tighten it as much as you can and then just sort of manually slide it over until it gets to where the tail is. And then you know that they're all good. You can just pull the rest of it through. So what we're going to do with this little guy is thread this cast on tail, stick it through the top here. We're going to knot it on the inside and then send it back through to make that little floof stalk that he's got between his ears. So not that. And with these scallop stitches, especially when you got them U-wrapped, just like you had to stretch the rest of it, you kind of got to pinch and tug at them to try and get them in the right shape. But we'll finish that in a second. Let's see, so we're going to send this through right between his ears. And then back again, just as long as it's not in the exact same spot. And make another knot. Oops. I'm going to do it twice with this one, just for fun. And normally you'd leave the tails in there for extra stuffing, but we need all the space that we can get so that he fits on top of his pumpkin. So now you've got this big old loop. Scissors. We're going to split that. And you're just going to tie a series of knots until this is as long as you want it to be. Don't go too tight or it'll just go right down to the bottom. But and another one. Tighten that one down just a little bit and then cut that. Now you've got his little floof stock right there. So now we're going to finish shaping these. Just give them a stretch and then a little squeeze. Forget the one on the back. Okay, and we can add his little face. Gonna need, let's see. Gonna need yellow for his eyes. Just a little scrap piece is fine. Ruin it. Just leave enough of a tail in there so that you can tie a knot after. See if I can get this on the first try. A little too high. I'll take that. Flip them inside out. Now, I'm going to tie this loosely the first time so that you're not ruining the stuff on the outside. And then when you go for the second one, tie it nice and tight so it does not come undone. Now you got some little eyes. You can pull them out a bit if you need to. That's not bad. Okay, next is black for his little mouth. He's got a little frown. Center that right between the eyes. And right back into the same hole. Could that be centered a little better? Yes. Let's try that one again. Feel free to skip through this. That'll work. Now he's got little teeths. So we're gonna go in here. Let go. There's one. There's two. That's not bad. Oops. They're gone. They're gone. That's okay. Stick the needle through both of them, hopefully. There we go. Thanks. Get that eye back out a bit. Yeah. Alright. Now the best part is you get to put them on the pumpkin. I'm just going to get rid of all of those. Remember our pumpkin from 2 hours ago. So you're going to stick them on here. Pull them down over till you get the placement how you want it. That looks about right. Forget that you didn't thread the needle again. Now hold them down. So we're going to sew along here. Make sure that you're picking up the pumpkin underneath. And we're just tacking him down. We don't want to sew it down completely because we want the little floofs to stick up. So we're just going to sew along the edge here. A little less. This is going to be easier if you have a curved needle, which I don't. But that's fine, we can make do. Just all along the edges, minus the fluff nubs. And then we've only got one part left to do. Okay, so for the knot, you don't really have to go through the orange part, you can just send it through the brown. Tack that down nice and tight, and then push it through to the other side. If you really tug on it, you can get the knot to go inside, and then you won't feel it. So now we've got a little guy. Get those teeth out. last part. You can see what's missing. Gonna need a little bit of yellow. I like to use the fluffy one because it takes up more space. I'm not that great at embroidery, so sewing on eyes is a little bit more difficult. So what we're gonna do is do it when he's finished. You're gonna stick that through the back and have the needle come out where you want those glowy eyes to be on the pumpkin. Leave enough of a tail to tie it after. And we're going to do a French knot really sloppily. So, wrap your needle around twice, and then go 3 times, and then go back almost exactly, but not in the same spot or it'll just come out. Just one little bridge over. And then find where you want the other one to be. Stick your needle through there. And then just pull that slowly until it looks how you want it to look. Maybe tuck it back out a bit. And do it again on the other side. We're going to wrap it around the needle 2 or 3 times. Stick it in this next hole. And then we want to stick this through exactly where it's coming out back here. In the same spot. So that when we tie it, it'll go straight through into the inside. Okay, we're about there. That'll work. Yeah. So we're gonna, this isn't even all the way through. There we go. Okay. So we're gonna tie this. And tie it a little bit tight so that it kind of goes down into it a tiny bit. Make sure you're not messing up. Tie that nice and tight. Now cut it off pretty close. So now you've just got this little tiny floof left. And there you go. Squeeze your pumpkin a bit and that should pop right inside. So that should be it. Got a little Pumpkaboo now. All done. Wasn't so bad.